everyone, and welcome to this quick heart-opening yoga sequence to have you feeling open, grounded, and ready to take on the day with kindness and love in your heart. Let's start in a seated position on the mat. Cross the legs and bring your hands to a prayer position at the heart center. Close your eyes and bow your head. And begin to come into the present moment, taking a lovely deep inhale. And exhale, releasing any tension you're holding in your body, in your mind. Slowly open the eyes and you can release your hands, dropping them to the mat before on an inhale lifting them up to halfway in a T position. On an exhale, we're going to close the hands into prayer position at the heart center. Inhale, raise the hands above the head, stretching up towards the ceiling. And exhale, release back to the mat. Inhale, T position. Exhale, prayer at heart center. Inhale, lift up towards the ceiling and stretch. Exhale, release. Inhale, T position. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, stretch up towards the ceiling. And exhale, release back to the mat. Bring the hands to the heart. Close the eyes and take a moment of gratitude here for this present moment, for the body, for the mind, and the practice we're about to do. On your next exhale, make your way to tabletop position, coming to the hands and knees. The knees are directly below the hips and the hands are directly below the shoulders. Tuck the pelvis and straighten the spine. On your next inhale, drop the belly, set your gaze up towards the ceiling, open the chest. Exhale, round the spine, drop the head towards the mat. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, round through the spine, drop the head and open up through the shoulders. Continue to flow. And let's sit back, opening the knees as wide as the mat. And we're going to take some large circles with the arms going towards the back of the mat, opening up the chest, maybe looking up towards the ceiling. Allowing that positive energy to flow in, take up space. Taking lovely deep breaths, let's interlock the fingers behind the back. Look up towards the ceiling, squeeze the shoulders together. Lovely. On your next exhale, slowly coming back through center, let's come back to tabletop. Curl the toes under. And let's push up to our first downward facing dog. Focus here on lifting the hips towards the ceiling, as well as opening up through the shoulder blades and keeping that chest and heart center open. Take a lovely deep healing inhale and exhale, lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling and planting it firmly in between the hands at the top of the mat. Adjust the back foot to drop down into a low lunge, pushing the hips forward, pushing the pelvis towards the top of the mat, raising the hands above the head. Look up towards the ceiling. On an inhale, bend your arms at the elbows to create a cactus shape. Pushing the chest forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and exhale, stretch the hands up towards the ceiling. Run through a few of these in your own time, in your own rhythm, creating that lovely, strong cactus shape, opening up the chest, reaching up towards the ceiling, combining the breath. Let's sit in cactus for one moment before reaching forward, stepping that right foot back to come back to our downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, lift the left foot towards the ceiling in our three-legged dog before planting it between the hands at the top of the mat and finding that low lunge on the opposite side. Pushing the hips and pelvis forward, raise the hands up towards the ceiling before on an inhale, bending the arms and opening up the chest to find that cactus shape. Again, move through this movement in your own time and at your own pace. This is all about feeling out what your body needs in this moment, connecting the body and the mind, and being kind to yourself in the process. Throughout this practice, find pockets of love and compassion for yourself and where you're at in life at this moment in time. Reaching forward, curl the toes under and push yourself back into that downward facing dog. Take a lovely deep inhale. Exhale, raise that right foot up towards the ceiling again in our three-legged dog. And we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So bring that right foot towards the top of the mat, bending at the knee. Adjust to what feels comfortable for you. The aim here is to be pushing the hips and pelvis forward, opening up the chest, creating a lovely stretch through the hips. The heart is open towards the top of the mat. Take a lovely deep inhale and exhale. From here, if you feel comfortable to, you can go ahead and come onto the forearms, taking some nurturing, deep breaths, feeling that stretch, pushing through, listening to the body. Lovely. Go ahead and take a lovely deep inhale before coming out of this movement, pushing up, opening up the chest, and in your own way, gently and safely plant the palms, curl the toes under on that left foot, and move back into your downward facing dog. Lovely. Inhale, lift the left leg up towards the ceiling, and same again. Bending at the knee, laying that leg down on the mat towards the top of the mat, coming into our pigeon pose. Using the hands and arms to stabilize ourselves, opening up the chest. The heart center is open to receive love and kindness. Take a lovely deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead and come onto the forearms if you feel comfortable to do that. Taking lovely, gentle breaths. Take a lovely deep inhale before moving gently out of this posture, using the hands, curling the toes under, and again stepping back safely into your downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. Adjust the feet, widening the stance a little bit to come to a high plank before moving through a vinyasa. Open up the chest in upward facing dog or cobra. And let's come to lie on our front. The belly is on the mat. Reaching the hands back alongside the body. On an inhale, we're going to go ahead and come into Superman pose. So lift the chest, lift the feet, and if you feel comfortable too, we're going to be balancing on our hip bones. Opening up the chest and relax. Open up and relax. Open up and relax. Open up. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's go ahead and bring the hands to the top of the mat. Push ourselves back up. Coming back through that tabletop position to find ourselves kneeling in the center of the mat. We're going to go for a back bend here, but we're going to be gentle and patient with ourselves. So take the hands and place them at the top of the glutes, and we're just going to gently start to lean back, bending through the back to where feels comfortable for you. Connecting with the breath as we do this. The aim here is to open up the chest, surrender to the movement, and maybe if you feel comfortable too, finding camel pose, which involves bringing the hands to the ankles and creating this lovely back bend. If you're not quite here yet, the gentle back bend we did to start with, practice that daily and you will eventually get to your camel pose. Lovely. Let's come out of this movement and find ourselves in a child's pose to counteract that back bend. Taking a moment to calm the mind, the breath and the body. Take a lovely deep healing inhale here and exhale to come back up. Now gently in your own way, let's come to a standing position at the top of the mat. Take your time. We're going to try out some balances here. So standing in the center of the mat, gently and patiently take a hold of the left foot with your left hand and slowly start to bend forward, opening up, stretching through the hips. You can bend that knee and reach forward with the opposite hand, coming into dancer's pose. Hold for a second and let's turn around and go for the other side. Using that right hand, taking a hold of the right foot, and try it again on this foot. You might feel differently here. Each side of the body is different and reacts to these things differently. Maybe it's easier this side, or maybe you notice it's a little bit harder. Coming back to center, standing in the middle of the mat, let's interlace the hands behind our backs, open up the chest, and take a lovely deep inhale. And exhale. Find mountain's pose. The feet can be a little bit wider than hip width apart if you like. Take a lovely deep inhale and exhale. Bring the hands to the heart center. Find gratitude for this practice. Maybe say a few words of affirmation to yourself. Go through the rest of your day with love and kindness, and I wish you the most beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video.